this morning, and I want to bring in Ken McKay. He's the political director for Rebuilding America Now, a pro-Trump super PAC. Ken, you've heard this remark, I'm sure, over and over. Was this a veiled reference to violence?
No, not in my opinion. Mr. Trump spoke, I think, last night on another program and explained what he meant by it, and I take him at his word. That's what he meant by it. I think that really all of this...
Which is what? What do you think he meant saying that? Because until that comment, he was on script, and then he was off script. What do you think he meant?
He said what he meant, that he was talking about organizing Second Amendment people and use the power of organization, unify, get out there and try to beat the people who disagree with you. Use the political process to get done what you want. And I believe him. That's what he says he meant. That's what he meant. The person I don't believe in this campaign is Hillary Clinton, who's the most untrustworthy candidate to run.
We're going to get to Hillary, but if Donald Trump is talking about pulling together Second Amendment voters, at that quote, exactly, I just want to pull it, he said, if she gets to pick, she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do. So he's referencing this, assuming she's already president of the United States. He's framing it that way. So just help me understand. Look at me, an undecided voter who wants to be safe, wants to have a bright future, at a time when this country is so tense and there is so much unwanted violence. Somebody running for leader of the United States. How is this a smart thing to do?
Well, you're asking me to look at you as if you're an undecided voter. I would just say, take the comment, read it, think about it. Do you think he was saying we should shoot Hillary Clinton? Like, is that what you believe? Or do you believe what he said? He has explained himself. He's said what he was talking about. And, you know, make your own decision up. But think about the election in a whole. What has she done? What has she said that you can believe in?
There's a big difference between what someone says and someone who's running for office. I was Gabby Giffords, somebody who had been shot, and I saw that. Whether Donald Trump is saying someone should go out and take a gun, or putting into context the amount of people that are out there in this world, unstable people, disgruntled people, at a time when you've got 50 GOP members this week who truly understand national security signing a letter saying, this guy's dangerous. Put how you feel about Hillary Clinton aside, this man's dangerous. It doesn't make you worried that he's got to be more responsible?
No, he's not a career politician. It makes me feel like the guy's authentic. He's out there doing the best he can. He's saying from his heart what he thinks at the moment. He's not, you know, Hillary Clinton is a career politician who is polished and has a record of what? Scandal after scandal after scandal, lie after lie after lie. And here's a guy who speaks from the heart and says, this is what I think. We've got to fix this place. Frankly, that's what I want, and I think that's what a lot of other voters want. Now, with respect to Gabby Giffords, what happened there was unbelievably tragic, and what's happening in this country is tragic, and nobody is downplaying it. It's unbelievable every day you pick up the paper. But think about all the other people out there. Al Sharpton, who has a show, I think, on this network, who said the Second Amendment only applies to white people in response to something. Anderson Cooper, who once said on his show, when asked, when will Republicans find their voice? He said, it's hard to find your voice when you're teabagging. That's what he said. He's referring to a sex act.
Those people aren't running for president.
No, but what I'm saying is the level of discourse doesn't apply to one person only. What's going on is not appropriate. It's not appropriate. But to say to one person, well, his comments are going to be held this way. He's explained himself. He said what he meant. I trust him more than I trust Hillary Clinton. I also know this election is about jobs and the economy and national security. She's lied about both. He will create jobs. She won't. He will keep us safe. She won't.
So he is someone who's running for president, though. It could be an unintended consequence. You've got to be responsible in terms of your commentary. The Washington Post said this is a pattern. Him saying, hey, Russia, you might want to hack her emails. Going after a Gold Star mom. You're someone who's got to raise money. How do you pick up the phone today and say, hey, fellas, hey, ladies, I'm dialing for dollars for Donald, when you've got these undecided voters, GOP members who supported Mitt Romney, who supported George Bush, who aren't yet feeling comfortable? How do you get them comfortable? It is time for no more political correctness. Many people feel like we need action, but where's the line when you go from being truthful and speaking from your heart and being reckless? It's a big job.
Yeah, the Washington Post also said some damaging things about Hillary Clinton and her inability to tell the truth. And so I say to a donor the same thing. If you want to read the paper, read it both ways, right? If the Washington Post, which is normally, kind of known as a very liberal publication, has trashed the candidate that they ought to be behind, it's no wonder that they're taking an opportunity to jump on the candidate that they normally wouldn't like. And this election is about jobs and the economy and national security. and our safety. She wants to take Syrian refugees in here when Director Comey has said we can't vet them all. I mean, I just think there's such a clear choice. We need an outsider who's going to shake things up. We spend $4 trillion a year in this place, and nobody knows where the money's going. So I'm for him and not for her. Like, I'm not here to apologize or, oh, geez, I wish he'd do this, I wish he'd do that. I am a Trump person. We need somebody who's going to go down there and shake this place up. We're going, what are we, this is getting crazy. For years, we don't even pass budgets. We just do continuing appropriations while the money goes out the door. I'm over it, and most Americans are over it. Donors are happy to get behind him. We're seeing an uptick in contributions. If donors, these guys who want to contribute to a super PAC to put television ads on the air, it's very expensive. If they want to call Donald Trump and say, hey, Mr. Trump, we've been friends a long time, you know, and give him some advice, knock yourself out. That's not up to me to do. I have my job, and I find that they are responsive to us because they know what this election's really about.
Do you have any concerns that a candidate like Gary Johnson is starting to get support from traditional Republicans who, like you, don't trust Hillary Clinton or her track record, but they're saying Donald's simply too reckless? We could see a third-party candidate gain traction. What if Gary Johnson gets 15% and shows up at that debate?
I don't think that that will happen, but if it did, I think great, more power to him. At this party after Labor Day, we're in August, you know what I mean? Like, it's hot out. Let Labor Day come by. Let people see their summer credit card bill. Let people start thinking about, hey, this is our senior year, the kid's going to college next year. Let them start thinking about all those things, and Gary Johnson's not going to look that appealing because he runs around talking about legalizing weed everywhere. Like, that's what this guy came from. So I think that I think a serious candidate, serious on the economy, a job creator, somebody who's serious about keeping us safe, who's not afraid to tell our enemies, we're going to take it to you if you mess around with us. I think that's who people are going to come to in the fall, and that's Donald Trump.
Ken, thank you for joining me this morning.